Wait, you were gonna sell the Liberty Bell for scrap metal? Hi there, I'm Peyton Dixon of Historic Experience, and welcome to What the History, the long-lost remote in the couch cushions of history. If you're into the lesser-known, unusual, and/or generally what-the moments of American history, be sure to hit subscribe, hit the bell, hit the thumbs up, so you know what's on the way, and more history fans know we're here. Thanks a lot. So our topic today is the Liberty Bell, which is definitely not in the lesser-known category. Somewhat unusual. An icon for patriotic pride is a cracked bell? Could be less spot on. But before this bell entered into the school teacher's list of bulletin board symbols for the America lesson plan, this bell was actually more in the lesser known yet more unusual category. Oh, don't worry, buddy. It'll all work out in the end, I promise. Clip art is so sensitive. So it's 1751, Philadelphia. 50 years before that, William Penn put the Pennsylvania Charter of Privileges into effect.
Severe Cliff Notes.
We're a colony, we have government, we have rights, king's still in charge. Independence Hall, known at the time by its more clunky name, the Pennsylvania State House, is finished. Almost. You know the building like this, and that's how it was in the 1770s. But at the beginning, it was closer to this. Ugh. A little freaky, right? The Pennsylvania Assembly thought so too. They also realized, you guys, we gotta let people know stuff, like when bills pass, people die, and we run out of water and stuff. You knows what we need? A nice bell. So the Assembly authorized the superintendents of the State House, quote, carry up a building on the south side of the said house to contain the staircase with a suitable place thereon for hanging a bell. Isaac Norris, Assembly Speaker, and the chairman of the State House superintendents also got their purchasing agent in London, Robert Charles, quote, to get us a good bell of about 2,000 pounds weight. They put in all the usual high-sounding language, let the bell be cast by the best workmen and examined carefully before it is shipped. Not quite Amazon. So Robert Charles, or Bob Chuck to none of his friends, enlists the well-reputed Whitechapel Foundry. We make bells to make you clap. They cast the bell, best workmen carefully examined and so on. On the boat Hibernia, it's coming to America today! If today is early September 1752. Isaac Norris writes to Bob Chuck that the bell is come ashore and in good order. Hasn't rung it yet though, but you guys checked it out, right? So no worries. My friends from Philly are gonna kill me. But then by March, he's writing to Bob Chuck. Okay, so I knew I said the bell was good, right? But get this, we ring it, barely touching it, and boom, there's a crack. It's like tiny, so no one will see it. But it sounds nasty. So they hire two ingenious workmen, John Pass and John Stowe, to fix up the bell. They figure, you know what this bell could use? Some copper. And you know what? It sounded kinda worse. Isaac said after the new Pass and Stowe cast bell was rung, quote, they were so teased by the witticisms of the town that they will be very soon ready to make a second essay. So, back to the drawing board, or bell foundry, for round 2, which is actually now round 3. So they cast it again, and you know what? It sounded... What, you don't like it? No, it's just that... No, it's fine, it's fine. We'll just keep it like that. And that's the bell they kept. Kind of a weird-sounding bell, but it's just a bell, so what does it matter? Oh, no, I didn't mean it like that. It's just part of your history. You're still a very special bell, okay? Whew, the upkeep on this clip art. So.
Severe Cliff Notes.
Second bell is ordered from Whitechapel. It sounds kind of the same. It becomes the clock bell. The Whitechapel / Pass and Stowe bell is rung for special occasions. Birthdays, announcements, lot of funerals. Hairline cracks here and there, gets the silencing crack on Washington's birthday, 1846. According to the Philadelphia Public Ledger, it had been cracked before, but was set in order of that day by having the edges of the fracture filed, so as not to vibrate against each other. It gave out clear notes and loud, and appeared to be in excellent condition until noon, when it received a sort of compound fracture in a zigzag direction through one of its sides, which put it completely out of tune and left it a mere wreck of what it was. So it's silenced, which is a shame because it was just starting to be used as a symbol for the abolitionist movement. A cover drawing for a New York anti-slavery magazine, a poem in The Liberator, where it is the first printed instance of the name Liberty Bell. So that's where that starts. But we're going back to the special occasion bell days, back to 1828. Oh, before that, 12 years earlier, the state of Pennsylvania was going to sell off the state house and property so people could tear the house down and build 19th century condos. So, no big whoop. Philadelphia buys the land and keeps the house. It's been a museum, a prison, a hospital. It's got stories. So, 1828. Oh, right. In the 1780s, after the first steeple rotted and was quickly replaced, the almost Independence Hall looked like this. Disconcerting. Now, 1828. The city of brotherly love looks at their landmark and says, "You guys, we gotta fix this old thing up. Make it look like, I don't know, like it used to look for Ben Franklin and stuff. I love you, Philadelphia." So they rebuild the new old tower, and they look up Bell Foundry in the yellow parchment, and found a guy named John Wilbank. Was it Philly law that all bell founders be named John? They arranged for Wilbank to cast a 4,000-pound bell that will replace the bells in the State House. Wilbank charged $1,800. Philly counters with, "The old bell's worth like $400 in scrap metal. You take it with you, we pays you the other $1,400. In other words, feel free to take the not yet Liberty Bell and
melt it down as payment.
Again, at the time, it was the special occasions bell that people got used to the sound of, but to sound like a Yelp review, it wasn't life-changing. Wilbank agrees to this. Philly picks up the new bell. Wilbank goes to the State House lawn to pick up his scrap metal. Well, once he figures out how heavy it is and how much it would cost him to carry it back home, he lives in Germantown, which is about 10 miles away for you non-Philadelphians. He figures he'd be losing money in the process, and he says no thanks. And he leaves the not yet Liberty Bell back on the lawn. Now this is like your kitchen contractor leaving his trash and scrap countertop in your sink. So Philly takes Wilbank to court over not taking out the bell trash. A judge pool hears the case and decides,
"Yes, the bell would cost too much to carry, but you have an agreement, so to square it off, Wilbank has to pay the court costs. That makes me happy."
From there, the story has a couple of choose-your-own-adventure options. Wilbank's son's widow says that the bellcaster, Wilbank, implored the city of Philadelphia to keep it as a gift. You just want to melt it, sell it, that's up to you. Other relatives believed that this gift was actually a loan from the Wilbank family, and there was an agreement that the city could keep it as long as the bell stayed in Independence Hall. And once the Liberty Bell got moved in 1976 into its own housing, a descendant tried to say, "You took it off the property, it's mine now." Supposedly he was going to melt the bell down into a bunch of little rings with little symbolic cracks in it for $39.95. Ah, commerce. But however the deal went down, Philadelphia kept the bell and rang it for special occasions. "Happy birthday! We're going to ring this bell for you that we don't like so much." The bell we don't like, not you. You're lovely. And then the abolitionists made the bell into a symbol, so once that silencing ring rang out, the Liberty Bell was safe as an American icon. See? I told you it'd work out all right. And that's some of the wacky adventures of the Liberty Bell, and not all of them. What do you think? Leave your thoughts in the comments, and if there's any unusual bits of history you'd like to see me take on, let me know that in the comments too. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button, subscribe button, bell button, all so that you can discover more What the History moments with. And remember, if we learn from history, we can make better history.